Hallo, hautrum, Danganronpa und wir sind bei der Investigation, weil Sakura kinda dead ausgesagt. Also eventuell immer eine Hypothese, was mir aufgefallen ist, da ist actually Blut sogar. Das Fetzen, das Splitter ist da. Me, auf alle Fall, es ging viel interessant Sachen. Oh, das ist so, hey, das ist ein Proteincheck. Gehen wir ganz viel Clues rein. Ja, guck mal, was wir kommen von Gunner for Heiling, so du heißt. Ah, ne, that was actually in class. This door is the only way now out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. This door is actually a door. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that too hard if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label and that says Cam A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the cam lab had all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten this from the cam lab. I am hatte auch Freetime at him though.
Just a second.
Wir können noch an the cam lab gucken und actually, da muss ich mal fahren. That's strange. What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they are also underneath it. Why does it matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it will become an important clue later. Ich hab schon gerade gelesen, mir gut nur was er gesagt. Want to take note, does it matter? But they aren't just scattered around, they also... Ah, ja, aber schon Glas geworden, da sind Schragen, die ist auf dem Glas. An important clue, I'm not sure see how. Den erst recht später dahin kommt, der Protein Check actually, wie ich halt schon Glas gebracht und dann ist der rechte Drop gefallen, weil sonst wird Glas ja auch keine Drop gewesen oder? Du hast den angestellt in der Richtung, den muss man auch gucken. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob so he couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that, so the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door has been added to the true bullet section of your handbook. Das stimmt. Der Tisch muss irgendwie... the locker is open. There's on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
What's the handprint thing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. It says someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back, before we opened the door we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint has been entered through. Okay, nice. Gucken wir erstmal da durch. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So I gave the candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I'm sure nobody else could get her hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one of herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dots candy wrapper has been added to the... Okay, cool. Was da tut den un? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Okay. There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the die schon gesehen. Hey, du sagst nicht mehr. Die kannst wahrscheinlich schon so, die Red Bottle. Warte, nun muss man eigentlich an die Cam Lab gehen. Du mal kurz Sakura probably auf den Kopf geschlagen. Cam Lab, Sakura sei Hina sei Room kann noch nicht gucken gehen. Ja. There are 4 red bottles lined up on a shelf. Ey, die sehen auf irgendwie cool aus, schon Figuren. And inside each bottle is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how did they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
Stimmt. It's so different from your standard shit in a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat place inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that Monokuma bottle, if you will. Feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shard of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Schon mal eine Bluttanke gucken. There is a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But it doesn't make sense. Where is it too far away from where she dies? Sind wir zwei verschiedene Sachen? Das ist gut. Das irgendwas unter dem Dach fing die mehr schon nicht. Irgendwas mit der Hour? It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 minutes, roughly an hour ago. What was that when Kyoko and I were moving alter ego? Kill the Kipper so sehr auf. Also, spätestens, ich will doch nicht wirklich wissen, so mehr. Mal gucken, dass die Body selber nicht holen. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in his chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the... okay. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she dies. Hat das auch vielleicht Kinder gespielt? Okay, da kannst du nicht. Was hat das gespielt? Das muss doch... ich weiß nicht. Anfang ist es egal. Kann ich nachgucken. Ja, du kannst auch noch ein bisschen mit einer schwarzen Sau.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, a hero. It might have been one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura has asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own, but when I saw her again after that, she said she had left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I had it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen, she said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. This is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina, it's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those 3 to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, might be good to confirm what I just heard with the 3 of them directly. Ja, weil ich weiß nicht. Das ist ganz schwammig, das ist komisch. Guck mal, was Blockier dazu seht. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you don't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. I should send him Kyoko and one from down to my room. But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she suddenly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on the guard duty, so I can't
Listen to
leave.
me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She has decided. She's gotten a lot pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Genau, Sicht. Toko oder halt. Ist sie bestimmt an ihrer Rooms oder was Info? Nein. Hallo. Der. Nee. Geht nicht so, wie sie sind. Muss sie sich schon erwarten, hä? Jetzt kommen wir gerade nicht mehr wegen Floors, bin ich an 3 Floors. Ups, Peak 4 Floor. Ich hatte doch gedacht halt. Doch mein 5. Stand. Ich hatte halt doch gedacht, dass man eine Dormitory Second Floor gibt, ziemlich sehr kein mehr. Anscheinend nicht. Okay, da liegen wir einfach so halt. This door is the only way now out of the wreck room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountains have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smash. I don't see anything suspicious. Hallo? Kannst du mich einfach auslösen? Oder soll ich dann gerade Aoi schützen?
What the heck?
Ging das verpasst? Watch me stack of magazines, let's cook on. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Ich muss einfach B drücken. Ich will schon jetzt verpasst. Those other two probably went back to their rooms. Okay, natürlich knapp bei einer wurscht. Oh. Das ist ein Ausgang, right? I need to get more info. Okay. Ich will nur gucken, ob ihr das so seht. Kyoko. Kiyotaka ist tot. Makoto, Mondo tot. Tot. Nicht tot. Tot. Ach, gut, schwer, es wird schon kurz angeredet. Ah, Toko. Hello. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds,
Who's there?
oh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
What do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with me.
Well,
I don't know what you're really talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So you can tell me about it. I admit I did get a note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but... ich hoffe nicht genau verantwortlich. Ich möchte mir dauernd das Stutter, scheiß du mal. Can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko so kann. Ich hoffe, irgendwie gut ein Prozess, was gerade gesagt. Okay, das war einfach nicht gucken. Ich habe auch die Noten nicht war nicht drin. Ja, am Anfang ja so hier, und so wenig mal dazu dient, dass die gleichzeitig schon ein bisschen sass zu durchgeht. Tot. Wir war ganz zahlreich links. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How do you know about that?
Could it be?
What, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Oh, you told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note she...
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ori was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
We haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on!
Oh, sorry, it looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his handbag out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Ugh. Oh! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly stood back into his room. Hiro said there was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Das halt den salvischen Bonbon? Okay, so apart from Toko and Hiro, what next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the fly in the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Ich gehe actually so chem lab, weil crime scene habe ich aber umgeguckt, also genug. Chem lab war dann drüben, oder? Data Center Control Room, Byakuya ist auch schon da.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Das ist Bullshit. Okay, das sind für what's the shelf? This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf, but more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor, I better not leave a footprint. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper.
What?
Well, let's go, chop chop. Okay, so I got to work and before long I'd drawn a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad, for you, I mean. For me?
See.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left his footprint only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be
Certainly
Makoto.
possible.
Are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm the size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Kann ich nachgucken. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Cam C4. Would like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled. That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must have been related to the case somehow. Salt of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Yeah, I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Cam C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the footprints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to be spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints, okay. Was kann man finden bei dem nicht interessanten und so ganz jetzt? On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These looks like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving under unit section C. So on this shelf is looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They are reagents, but simply they are used in experiments to bring about the chemical reaction. However, you lived in such ignorance for so long, it must be truly be bliss. Isn't it kinda harsh? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? You hope so.
That's fine.
The word of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and the number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving and unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Cam C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here there. Good. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Okay. Rec room war... już to jest innego. Dann machen wir das mal. Show maybe the bear, please. Ja, nice. Gib mir den noch.
Hey,
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told
I
me.
see.
I see. So long with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her, but it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying?
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Okay, oh my god. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Correlation. Not the Schockfigur mit der Fin davor, actually. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion is a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather out all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene
that
like
doesn't
that?
matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious burglar is not here,
So
so...
then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the camera. While I'm gone, try to gather all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you
so
waiting.
then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scan from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The piece of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It will make sense when we're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's
In other
balanced,
words-
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the
so
weight.
then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the prices you picked up on one side of the scale. Pieces. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some
So
here and
then-
there. Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is it possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In
What?
other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles put it all
Hey.
together. And I believe you will arrive at a one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Für was soll das mir schwer sein? Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down. Someone put it back the way on accident. If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, what had been written in bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
Just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled, she's the killer for sure. That conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Okay. Was soll ich nachgucken? Ich meine, das war der Titan Protein Bottle. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
so,
It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Check it out.
hey,
Do you see that? Shuttle flight must be doing.
correct.
So.
So,
Zahlwischt. Ja. Was soll ich nachgucken? Das hat man so. War toll. I gave that to Sakura. She got super upset when she found out Janice had Soll ich mir Sakura selber nicht gucken? Okay, according to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey.
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoll at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to, although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used
It's
to it.
true.
That's totally normal. Then, how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind. More importantly, look here. Her shoes? You see that yellow powder on her step? Yeah, it really stands
I
out.
see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound wie auch immer, to her head.
It's
Look
true.
carefully. Wounds beim Sinn, you know. Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot, so let me
it
just
would
explain.
seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless, there's absolutely no trace of blood on
It's
either
true.
one. So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at the body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Nee, ich mein, noch 2 Monokuma-Bottles sind, weil ich mein, hat eine Schachfigur gefehlt.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens, I have to make something happen. Oha. Ups. So. Am Class Trial geht dann die nächste weiter. Das wäre ein Abschnitt für die Pause jetzt machen. Mehr. Dann gesehen wir uns die nächste am Trial rum. Und was wird noch gucken und bis die nächste da.